What if I told you that your conscious mind, that voice in your head you believe to be your command center, is actually one of the last to know about your own decisions? It sounds insane, but your entire life might just be the proof. Have you ever felt trapped in a loop? Repeating the same mistakes in relationships, in your career, or with your finances, as if you're following a script you didn't even write. You put in the effort, you use positive thinking, you make detailed plans. But in the end, the outcome always seems to be the exact same. The frustration you feel is real, but its cause is what you think. It's not your willpower or your intelligence that's failing you. The truth is, the real battle was already lost or won in a split second, long before your rational mind even had a chance to get in the game. There is an invisible mechanism, a zero moment where your future is pre-selected based on your deepest programming, and cutting-edge science, from neuroscience to quantum physics, is beginning to prove it. In this script, we're going to expose this secret moment. We will unravel how your subconscious mind and your energy field choose a timeline for you, milliseconds before your conscious mind says, "I have decided," but we're not going to stop there. Most importantly, I'm going to hand you the key to hack this very system. You will learn a practical, actionable method to intervene in that critical instant and take the reins of your power of choice, once and for all. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to discover will shake your core beliefs about free will and your power of manifestation. If you're ready to stop being a reactive spectator and start becoming the deliberate creator of your reality, stay with me. The real choice isn't the one you think you're making. The real choice is happening right now. Think about the last time you had to make a decision, from the simplest to the most complex. That moment of hesitation, that famous feeling of butterflies in your stomach. Well, what I'm about to tell you goes even deeper than that. There is a fraction of a second, the blink of an eye, before your rational mind steps onto the field that defines the entire game. Well, we call this the moment of pre-selection. It's right there, in that almost imperceptible silence, that the script of your immediate future begins to be written. In that micro moment, it's not your logic that's in charge. It's your state of being, the sum of your beliefs and emotions running on autopilot in your subconscious. It's as if your body and your energy have already sent an email to the universe, placing an order, before you were even consciously aware of what you were typing. Your vibrational frequency in that instant acts like a magnet, attracting a reality that matches it, without asking for permission from your thinking self. And this is where things get fascinating. Imagine the quantum field as an infinite ocean of possibilities, where all versions of your future coexist simultaneously. Your energetic pre-selection acts like a GPS that locks onto a specific destination. In that exact instant, the field begins to organize reality to bring you to that timeline. This isn't magic, it's physics. You are literally selecting a future before you even realize you've made a choice. This is precisely why you so often catch yourself thinking, "I knew this was going to happen." That intuition is nothing more than an echo of this moment of pre-selection. Your conscious mind has just caught up with the decision your energy field has already made. The million-dollar question is this: is this pre-selection working in your favor, or is it keeping you on autopilot, repeating the same chapters of your story over and over again? Most of us never even notice this process is happening. Understanding this dynamic is the first step to getting out of the passenger seat and taking the wheel of your own life. We are talking about a creative power that resides in a space of time so short that most people don't even know it exists. But what if I told you that science has already begun to map this territory? That researchers have already been able to see this choice happening before consciousness? This changes everything we thought we knew about free will. It might sound like science fiction, but science is already well aware of this phenomenon. In the field of neuroscience, a scientist named Benjamin Libet conducted an experiment that left everyone floored. He discovered that the brain shows signs of making a decision, an electrical activity. He called the readiness potential up to half a second before the person has the conscious feeling of having decided. Think about that. Your brain is already paving the way for action before your conscious self says, "Okay, let's do this." This essentially proves, in a laboratory setting, that our subconscious and our body are operating on a different rhythm than our rational mind. The body commits first. It's as if there's an internal conversation happening, and your conscious mind only gets to hear the last few seconds of it. Libet's study shattered traditional notions of free will, suggesting that our experience of choice might be, in many cases, just the perception of a process that was already initiated behind the scenes of our own minds. Now let's connect this with quantum physics, and this is where your mind will be truly blown. Imagine that all possible realities, you getting the job, you not getting it, you turning right, you turning left, exist at the same time in a state of superposition. They are like ghosts, pure potentials waiting to become real. What causes one of them to materialize? The famous observer effect. Your attention and your energy choose one to become solid. Your vibrational frequency, or your state of being in that micro moment of pre-selection, acts as the first observer. Even before your mind thinks I want that, your energy has already collapsed the wave function. It's your emotional state and your subconscious beliefs that make the first click in the quantum field, causing one of the infinite possibilities to begin to stand out, to take form. This is science explaining the vibe that we talk about all the time. Therefore, we're not talking about something mystical, but a mechanism that science is beginning to unravel. Predictive coding, for example, is a concept in neuroscience that says our brain is constantly predicting the future based on past experiences. This mechanism, combined with the principles of quantum mechanics, shows us that the future is not something that simply happens to us. It's something we are constantly co-creating, often without the slightest awareness of it. So if science shows that the choice happens behind the scenes, what happens when the director of this play is fear? If your subconscious is programmed with trauma, insecurities, and limiting beliefs inherited from your childhood, guess what kind of pre-selection it's going to make? Out of a pure instinct for protection, it will choose the timeline that confirms what it already knows, even if that's a scenario of scarcity or suffering. It's a survival mechanism that ends up sabotaging our own happiness. This is exactly why so many people feel stuck, living the same year over and over again, just changing the date on the calendar. They find themselves in cycles of toxic relationships, financial problems, or professional frustration, without understanding the root cause. They are unknowingly broadcasting a low vibrational frequency, and their quantum field is simply responding to that transmission, materializing more of the same. It's like asking for an upbeat song on a radio station that only plays sad melodies. Herein lies the trap of many manifestation techniques. You stand in front of the mirror repeating affirmations, trying to convince your conscious mind that you are prosperous and happy, but that's a conscious attempt, which happens after the fact. Milliseconds earlier, in the moment of pre-selection, your system already sent out the energetic transmission of "I'm not worthy" or "this is too good to be true." It's an unfair fight where your old programming always has the advantage of acting first. This is the true meaning of living on autopilot. It's not laziness or a lack of willpower. It is an internal operating system running programs you didn't consciously install. These programs, based on past pains, make automatic pre-selections to protect you from new disappointments, keeping you in an uncomfortable comfort zone. You aren't actively choosing failure. Your system is just running the default software. The result is a life of reaction instead of creation. You spend your days reacting to problems that your own system helped create hours, days, or weeks before, in that micro moment that went completely unnoticed. But what if I told you that you are not a hostage to this system? What if there were a way to insert a new directive, a new command in that tiny interval between impulse and action? This is the key to rewriting the script. If the problem is a program running on automatic, the solution isn't to fight against it, but to shine a light on it. The key to all of this is not to nullify your free will, but to expand it to a level you may not have known existed. The tool for this expansion is your own consciousness. It is the superpower that allows you to intervene in the system, placing a new layer of choice on top of the old programming. You cease to be a mere passenger of your own reactions. By becoming aware of that micro moment of pre-selection, you gain the ability to intercept it. Think of your consciousness as a spotlight that illuminates this process that used to happen in the darkness of the subconscious. It's the ability to, in the midst of the chaos of daily life, press an internal pause button. The practice of mindfulness, for example, is the perfect training to develop the sensitivity to perceive this fleeting instant. In that pause, you effectively interrupt the autopilot. For the first time, you have the chance to veto the pre-selection based on fear and limitation. It is in this moment of clarity that you can redirect your energy and your intention toward a choice with a higher vibrational frequency. You stop simply accepting the menu that your past offers you and start actively choosing what you want for your main course. This is the great turning point, the shift from a state of being of reaction to one of creation. To react is to allow the echo of a past experience to determine your present action. To create is to use the power of now to make a conscious choice aligned with the future you wish to manifest. You stop being a consequence of your past and become the cause of your future, achieving a true alignment with your goals. This transforms manifestation from an act of hope into an act of deliberation. But how do you do this in practice when emotions are running high and old habits are screaming louder than ever? How do you train this perception and actually use this power of intervention? There is a method, a simple step-by-step process that can help you turn this theory into a practical, everyday skill, changing your reality from the inside out. All of this sounds great in theory, but the million-dollar question is, how do I do this in practice? The good news is, this isn't about complicated rituals or hours of meditation. It's a training of perception, a workout for your consciousness. Think of these 3 steps as a simple algorithm you can run to hack your internal system and start making more deliberate choices, breaking free from autopilot. Let's break down each one. Step 1. Reduce the mental noise. To perceive the micro-moment, you first need to lower the volume of your mind's incessant chatter. Start practicing silence. This can be through mindfulness, meditation, or simply allowing yourself 5-minute breaks during the day without your phone or other distractions. The goal is to create space to feel the subtle signals from your body, a pang of anxiety, a wave of enthusiasm. These are the signals that announce a pre-selection is about to happen. Step 2. Anchor the first feeling. When a desired possibility arises in your mind, your body's very first reaction is the purest. Before doubt and logic can say that's impossible, you feel a spark of joy, relief, or excitement. Your task is to grab onto that sensation, anchor that feeling in your body. Truly feel it as if it were already real. This locks in the desired vibrational frequency and informs the quantum field which reality you are choosing to tune into. Step 3. Commit to a minimal action. Now you need to seal this new choice with a physical gesture. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Just one minimal action, but one that is in alignment with the new timeline. If your choice was for a healthier life, don't think about running a marathon. Just drink a glass of water with that intention. This sends an unmistakable signal to your subconscious and the universe that your decision is serious. This cycle of perceive, feel, and act is what pulls you out of a reactive state and puts you firmly in creation mode. Every time you apply these 3 steps, you weaken the neural pathways of the old patterns and strengthen the path of conscious choice. You cease to be an effect of your programming and become the cause of your new reality. It's a daily training that, over time, becomes your new nature. When you practice and master the art of using these moments of pre-selection, something extraordinary happens. Manifestation ceases to be a long, drawn-out process, a request you send to the future and anxiously await delivery. It becomes a real-time dance, a fluid conversation between you and the quantum field. You're no longer trying to guess the rules of the game. You become a conscious player who understands how your every move influences the final score. The difference is like pushing a broken-down car uphill versus surfing a perfect wave. Before, you used willpower to push reality, fighting against your limiting beliefs and the weight of your past. Now you learn to surf the waves of possibility. With your sharpened awareness, you sense which wave, which timeline has the potential you desire, and you simply position yourself to flow with it with grace and alignment. This happens because you align with your desired future before it is even fully solidified. By deliberately choosing your state of being in the present, you are already tuning into the vibrational frequency of that future reality. It's like choosing the end of the movie while it's still being filmed, influencing the following scenes with your choice. You don't wait for the future to arrive. You invite it into your present through your inner state. Your life then is transformed. It ceases to be a series of reactions to events that seem to come from the outside, which are actually just the echo of your past unconscious pre-selection. Instead, it becomes a deliberate, moment-to-moment creation. Each instant is a new blank canvas, a new opportunity to choose, feel, and act in alignment with the highest version of yourself, breaking free from autopilot for good. The ultimate goal is to live in a state of creative flow, where your external reality quickly becomes a mirror of your internal clarity. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances because you understand that you are their origin. You become the master of your inner world and, as a consequence, a conscious architect of your outer world. Manifestation simply becomes your new way of living. Now you know. The power to create your reality isn't in the grand decision you announce to the world, but in that whisper of an instant that precedes it. You now hold the map to the zero moment, the point where the future is chosen. The great question that hangs in the air, the only one that truly matters, is what will you do with this knowledge, starting today? What will be the first pattern, the first autopilot program that you will consciously choose to shut down? Will you continue to be a reaction to your past, allowing old programming to make your life's pre-selections for you? Or will you take the responsibility and the power to be the cause of your future? Think of one area of your life right now: health, finances, relationships where you feel stagnant. What would it look like to apply the perceive, feel, and act method to the very next small choice you have to make in that area? The transformation of an entire lifetime begins with the mastery of a single moment. Remember, every instant is a new opportunity to collapse a new possibility. Life doesn't have to be a repetition of old stories. It can and should be a conscious creation, a direct reflection of your most aligned and powerful state of being. The freedom you so desperately seek is not out there in some circumstance that needs to change. It is right here, inside of you, in your ability to bring consciousness to what was once unconscious. This journey of self-discovery and personal power is just beginning. If this content brought you value and opened your mind to a new possibility, show it. Okay, leave a like so that this message can reach and transform the lives of more people who are stuck in the same cycles. Your like is a sign that we're on the right path. And most importantly, I want to hear from you. Comment below, what was the biggest aha moment you had understanding the moment of pre-selection? Your sharing enriches our community and inspires everyone. And of course, to continue receiving insights like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's together, moment by moment, create a new timeline.